Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel, Crafting with Holly. Every Friday I come in and share artwork featuring the stamp of the month, and this month happens to be the Goodbye Isn't Forever August stamp of the month. I can't believe that we only have just a few more days left in the month of August before we are looking at September 1st. So I'm not going to delay. Go back and look at the last videos that I've done featuring previous artwork. Last week, I shared with you how to make this simple and easy card. The week before that, I shared with you how to make this card using a water brush and your ink pads to do some ink blending and coloring. And then the week before that, I shared how to make this amazing layout with this door fold flip flap, featuring a 4x4 photo. And this happens to be a brand new pattern that is going to go live on September 1st, and I can't wait to share with you the new Make It From Your Heart volume number 6. And also I shared with you how to do the stamp around this border and use the Sprigs and Leave collection, which happens to be this. This is the stamp set that I used. This is the embossing folder that we're going to be using today to make this card, which is the last project. And then these are the two beautiful stencils that we're going to be using with the blending brushes. And we're going to use, we're going to use the Mocha Ink as well as the Toffee Ink. And then this is the thin cut that comes in that bundle. Now the bundle sold out, and I believe all of the pieces except for the stamp set and the stencils have sold out. The embossing folder and the thin cut have sold out, but these beautiful stencils and the stamp set are still available on my website, and I will put those details down below in the comments. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to just set this off to the side, get these pieces out of the way here. If you were lucky enough to purchase this Sprigs and Leaf embossing folder, the thin cut, the stamp set, and the beautiful stencils, I'm going to walk you through how to use them, and you are going to love the coloring that we're going to be doing today. I'm going to just grab a scratch piece of paper here because we are going to take this embossing folder. I've already run it through my embossing machine, and I laid this right here directly onto the embossing folder just like that. And so I want you to see that there is a border around here so that you get all of the pieces from this etched onto this beautiful piece of cardstock. And so once you have done that, and all of the instructions to make all of these projects, all of the cutting, all the measurements are on a guide that I've created. And if you purchase and qualify for the stamp of the month on my website, I will send you that guide. And now that this video will be finished, you'll get access to all of these videos as well. So we're going to take these two different layered stencils, and we are going to lay them directly onto this embossing folder. And when you line it up just like so, you will be able to see exactly where that stencil falls onto the embossed piece. And I would highly recommend that you use washi tape to either tape this down, or you just use your hand to secure this so that it doesn't move as you are using your blending brushes. And we're going to start off with the Toffee, which is the lightest color. And what I like to do is just take my hand and press directly onto the ink pad and get ink onto the brush. And then we are going to just lightly start adding color on here. And I'm just going to make sure that this is all lined up. And I'm just pressing really lightly, and you can already start to see that color coming through. And this is such a beautiful addition to these dies, embossing folders, and the stamp set. So I absolutely love the stencil. And even if you don't have the embossing folder, you can still see the beautiful impression that you can get just simply by putting this onto cardstock and using the ink in the layers that I'm going to share with you right now. So I'm just tapping this brush to just pick up that color and blend it in circular motions. I'm just really trying to not move the stencil out of place, and I'm just moving my hand, picking it up so that I can come over into these corners. Whoops, and just be careful that you don't do that. So it's really important that you hold that nice and tight so that you can get all of these areas. And you can always lift up the stencil if you feel like you haven't gotten all the color that you want on here. You can actually lift this up and see how you're doing and then put it back on there, just like that. But you know what? That's beautiful. That's exactly what I wanted. So I'm going to set that off to the side. I'm now going to bring in the Mocha and a new brush, and then I'm going to take the stencil, I'm going to line it up again directly onto this embossed image, just like so. Whoops, let's just be careful not to move it. And then again, I'm just going to pick up color onto my ink pad, just like so. And now we are going to go back over this, and you'll be able to see, whoops, all of that beautiful color. And you know, there's two ways that you can do this. You could do it the opposite way that I just shared with you, or you can do it this way. So this one's going to be a little bit darker. Than the last one. And normally I would use the lighter color for this one and then the darker one just for filling in, but I'm just doing things a little bit differently so that you can see the options that you can get with this. There really is no right or wrong way when you're using this stencil. There we go. And look at how beautiful that is. And then I'm going to take the white gel pen and I'm going to use it to color in and just add the lines. And actually I'm going to get this started by dragging it over here. I'm just going to add the dots. And actually, you know what? This is the smaller one. Let me grab the bigger one. There we go. It'll show up a little bit better. And I'm just going to draw the lines on here to just accent. And you can just add as much or as little as you want, but I just really thought that it added a really nice little pop of color and some continuity on this image. And I'm just doing little dots there. And as you're attaching these together onto your card, if you want to add more, you certainly can. That's the beautiful thing about this, is that you can add as much or as little color as you want. So I'm going to just leave it at that. As we get it assembled, I'll see if there's any more that I need. So here is my card base. It's a Slimline card. And I also want to bring your attention to the inside. So let's go ahead and stamp that first. We're going to use the Mocha ink. And I have these two pieces of pattern paper and cardstock that we're going to attach. And I like to just hold these two together when I'm using a small, narrow piece and just get my adhesive on both sides. And then I'm just going to pull this off gently, like so. And I'm going to attach this right here at the bottom. And then I'm going to attach this right down below, just giving just a hint of that pattern, just like so. And then I'm going to stamp in Mocha ink the sentiment. And I absolutely love this for a sympathy card. And I'm going to just put the foam pad directly under here so I can get a nice even impression. And then we're going to just set that there and hold it for a few seconds. Let that ink absorb into the cardstock. Perfect. You can see how beautiful that turned out. And now we are ready to assemble the front of the card. So I'm going to use some adhesive to glue that down. We're going to mount this right here in the center, like so. And then we're going to attach this piece I hope that you have gotten some of this cozy up paper. It is so beautiful and so perfect for fall. This is going to get centered right here in the middle, just like that. And then we're going to layer these pieces and stamp this sentiment and then mount it on with some foam tape. Whoops, and I've run out of adhesive, so let me just pop this in ever so quickly. And let me get this going in the right direction. There we go. Always seems when I'm going to be filming something that I run out of adhesive, but that's okay. It's a quick fix. Okay, so we are going to first attach the sprigs that I have cut out with my thin cut, and I'm going to just attach some glue dots onto here for easy assembly. So let me just pop these on, and I want them kind of tucking over in this area. I've got one cut out in that gold glitter paper, which is just such a nice little pop of color. And that one is going to go right over here. And then I'll get these down in this corner over here. Whoops, that did not come off the way I wanted it to. So let's try that again. So one thing I love about glue dots is they are so sticky, and sometimes they can tear your paper and stick to you, so you got to be really careful. But we're going to just tuck this over here like that. You won't even see that when I put this together. And there is this other one, just like that. And now I can set this right here in the center, like so. And if you want, you can gently pick this up and just move it into place, just like that. Here we go. Perfect. And then I'm going to attach this paper, just like that. And now we can start layering with this after we get the sentiment stamped, which is the Praying for You in Your Loss in Mocha Ink. Grab that foam pad again, and let's just tap that on there, line it up. There we go. And let's get some foam tape on that. I'm going to just tear that off so I have those right where I want them. Love our 3D foam tape. It is like the perfect size for this. And let me just tear it off that backing. And then we're going to set that right here in the center, and then I can start attaching these with those glue dots. So it comes together so quickly, and I think you'll love the layering of the thin cut in the Sprigs and Leaves. And we'll pop this one over here on this side. Whoops. Try to gently pull that off. And again, I'm just going to tuck that right there on that side. And I've got one more left. Let's see. Yep, there we go. And this one is going to go right over here like so. And then the only thing I have left to do is add some of these new dots. And you know what? Let's use these right here. This is the Cozy Up dots, and I love how they match this paper perfectly. And there you go. One last beautiful project with that stamp of the month featuring the Sprigs and Leaves. So thank you so much for joining me. You guys have a wonderful and safe weekend. And when I come back, we're going to be looking at September and the new stamp of the month. Thank you, everyone.